Hey guys, what's up? It's Ariel. Hopefully you knew that and this isn't the first time you're seeing me, because if it is, like, I'm sure you're probably scared. I've been crying and I'm literally wearing the same sweatshirt I've worn every day for like the past 2 months. But yeah, filming a different kind of video today. I feel like I say that anytime I'm filming something that's not like an unboxing or like fashion related, but like whatever, it's my channel, I get to make the rules. So just kind of wanted to rant, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I don't know, I just feel like everyone shares like their successes on YouTube and just on the internet in general. Like, I always get recommended like getting into my dream school videos and like stuff about like people's success in school, and like just in general, people only share their successes. However, I always appreciate and like would look for like people who are just like honest about their failures and like are open to talking about it, because personally when I watch that kind of stuff, like, it makes me feel less alone. So hopefully for someone out there, this is me doing that for you. Basically, my life sucks. No, my life definitely doesn't suck, and like there are bigger problems in the world, but school's kicking my ass. A lot of you probably think I am in fashion or art school somewhat, because that's like the kind of content I post on here and will continue to be. But I actually am in medical school. I'm like in a medical program. Yeah, don't really want to elaborate any more than that because that's not really the point. This past semester was probably like the hardest thing of my life ever, and I know it will only get harder, but the course I'm taking or was taking for the past 2 semesters, like fall and spring 2020, was just like this one big ginormous course that is split into 2 semesters, and it was like 16 or 17 credits. And I was taking it on top of other classes. It was hard from the jump, like when everything was normal, I guess, in spring. Classes were in person and stuff like that. Like, I still struggled with test anxiety. I do have like anxiety and depression, but also I feel like, I don't know, I'm not using anything as like a sob story or an excuse, but just to give you some context, I also know a lot of people, especially students, are also dealing with the same thing. So yes, that stuff makes it harder, I think, but despite that, I forged ahead, whatever. The switch to online classes was really hard, and I initially was like really scared about failing the spring half, the spring portion or whatever of the course. However, I ended up passing by truly like the grace of God. I don't know how I passed, but I did. And then it was time for me to take the fall portion this past fall. Took the fall portion. Everything was kind of, I don't know, not going smoothly, but I've been recently able to get a therapist like since the spring. So that kind of helped me like be better, like a better person, a better student. Yeah, it was still really difficult, especially taking everything from home. I know that a lot of college or even high school students who like got switched to online classes, like, you know, I especially don't really work well. I think just always being in one environment, and especially being at home, it's harder. Like, I feel like it's safe to say that it's harder to do stuff and be a good student when you're at home all day. I ended up actually passing everything for the fall class, like in terms of like tests and quizzes for the course. Like, I passed everything, and then there's just one final boss, I guess, for this 2 semester long course. At the end of the course, you have to take this huge standardized test called like a board exam. It's like a medical board exam. It's a bit condensed because technically I'm still an undergraduate student. I'm in my junior year, but basically just a board exam, and it's pass fail, I guess. And if you pass, like, you move on. If you don't, then I'll tell you, because obviously I didn't. But the test was at the end of November. I remember on October 31st on Halloween, I quit my job, or like took a leave of absence. Like, I work part-time, but like I quit and put everything aside to just focus on studying for this test. Save for making a video every week, because that just gave me an outlet and like a will to even be okay with studying. So thanks for that also, for letting this be like just an outlet for me to do stuff more creative that's not just like sitting at a desk and studying all day. Eternally grateful that I have YouTube as like a form to rant like I'm doing now, or show stuff I make, or unbox packages, or whatever it is. Completely invaluable to me. It's probably been like the one saving grace of 2020, I think, being able to make YouTube videos. But anyways, took this exam. I studied like day in and day out. I would wake up at like 10 or 11 and study until like 10 p.m. every day. I studied. I did have like test anxiety and stuff still, but it was slightly better, and I was just kind of like optimistic, I guess, or more so than before. But then it was like time to actually take the test, and I was actually kind of confident. Like, I thought I did well. And then the results came out, and then I found out I failed by 1 point, which sucked really badly. And I think it just made it worse that like after that I logged onto Twitter for some reason. I should have learned my lesson, but I logged onto Twitter and all I saw were like my classmates and other people who I know who have taken it, like, yeah, we passed, like, let's go, give me my white coat. And it's just like, like, happy for you for sure, but like, damn, like, am I the only one who failed? And obviously I'm not, but like, that's how it feels. And that's also why like I'm making this video, so that like other people who, you know, are met with just like failure, even if it's not in the same context, like even if it's not academically, like we exist. People always show like life going their way, but like sometimes, not that like I don't want to see that, but like it makes you feel like, is this only happening to me? It just makes you feel really alone when you only see that stuff. So hopefully this is something that other people who are just like being kicked in the ass by life or school or whatever could be like, me too. So I failed the first test. Luckily for me, or well, not really, there was a retake, which I took yesterday. Basically, I had to study again for this test that I like already studied so much for, but all of December I had to study even more for it. Christmas Day studying, Christmas Eve studying, like New Year's studying. But whatever, I had to retake the test, and I took it yesterday. Earlier today, I just found out my score, and I found out I failed by 1 point again, which means that I have to retake the entire course, the spring and the fall, just from failing this like one test. Like, I passed everything else, but I failed this one test by 1 point. And I have to retake it all, like do the whole thing over again. It's just so like discouraging. It doesn't really make sense. Like, I feel like 1 point in this case was like one question, or maybe even a fraction of a question, because there were more than 100 questions on the test. I don't know, sometimes just academic stuff could feel so arbitrary. Like, I think it's so often attributed to like value, but like in this case at least, I could have literally just happened to guess a question right and like put C instead of A, and I would be not in this situation. Like, I'd be able to continue forward and like continue on to what would be my last semester of undergrad. But instead, I have to literally redo like my whole year because of 1 point. So yeah, it sucks. Terrible way to start 2021. At the same time, like, life goes on, I guess. But yeah, just sucks. I just want to also like thank you guys for being so nice to me on here, because like it's difficult, and it has like been difficult to deal with like stuff like this, like failures and little like whatever bumps in the road, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily call it a bump in the road, but like bumps in the road. Being able to come onto my channel and like see comments that are so nice really like just means the world to me. I feel like it's too early for me to be crying on YouTube already. Hashtag life update, hashtag going into 2021 strong, hashtag life is awesome, hashtag fail. Yeah, I failed, and it's gonna cost me a whole nother year of tuition and a whole nother year of my life over 1 point, but turn it up. Turn it up. We move. We literally move. Hope you enjoyed hearing me rant and sob and just, I don't know, whatever. Hope this made you feel more seen. I'm so sick of seeing people like just win and like show their great lives. Not that I'm not happy for them, but like, damn, could I see like someone take a minor L at least? So this is me sharing my minor L with you guys. Alright, I will be posting like a regular video next week, Tuesday. I think that's like my new posting day, I guess. But yeah, I just had to rant, and I feel like maybe seeing something like this would help someone out there, maybe not, and it just made me look like a big baby crying on the internet, but whatever. Laters.